not consciously, but we were playing in our mind, well, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? Well, how much time do you actually take on a daily basis to envision what it is that you do want to create in business and in life? Welcome back to another episode of Empowered, embracing your brilliance as a holistic health coach. I'm so excited to have you here with me today for the second episode of this podcast series. As a reminder, this is a 12-part podcast series designed to help you truly step into and embrace your brilliance as a holistic health nurse coach, okay? And even if you're not a nurse, it's still applicable. So let me just start off by saying, if you missed the last episode 1, do yourself a favor, go back, listen to it. It really sets this episode up today. Episode 1, we talked about how powerful our words are and how powerful our thoughts are. And today we're going to take it a little step further, okay? So today we're going to be talking about mindset mastery. Probably not in the way that you think, though, but mindset mastery for an abundant life and abundant business, okay? And so, because that's what we all desire, right? We want to have an abundant business, absolutely, and an abundant life. And so what I'm going to share with you today is going to really help to unlock and create, if you will, some mindset shifts and really help you to incorporate a little tool, if you will, if you can call it a tool, a little tool that you have, that I have, that we all have, that oftentimes we forget, and we often don't bring it into our business. But it's probably one of the most, I was going to look for a different word other than probably, but it's one of the most amazing gifts that we've all been gifted with. And I'll tell you what that is in just a second. But it plays a pivotal part, a major part in the development of your business, whether you're starting from the very beginning, whether you're already in business moving and grooving, or perhaps even if you're scaling your business. So let me just tell you what it is. The magnificent gift. The magnificent, because I can't hold it, because I'm like trying not to say it, but it's like, just tell them, Charyse. Okay, so the magnificent gift that we all have been gifted with is that of our imagination. Our imagination, right? And you're like, huh? Yeah, stay with me here. All right, so our imagination. I want you to understand this, and we'll just kind of lay this as the foundational principle. Every single thing that exists in this world was created twice. It was created twice. First here, and for those of you who are listening on the podcast, I'm pointing to my head, my brain, right? First here in our mind, first here, then in reality. So this, I'm holding up my cell phone for those of you listening, this cell phone was first an idea in someone's mind. This ring that I didn't put on, this ring was first an idea in someone's mind. This little doohickey here, it connects my headset to my phone. I don't even know what it's called. It was first created in someone's imagination. So every single thing, your car, your laptop, your everything, everything was created twice, once in our mind and then once in reality. Okay, why is this important? It's important because we oftentimes, I see this time and time again, we leave this part out. Now, last week we talked about the power of our thoughts, right? And if we're always having thoughts of doubt, if we're always having thoughts of not enoughness, if we're and not just the thoughts, but the feelings that come along with that, right? It's going to keep us stuck. It's going to keep us stuck where we are, whether you're at ground zero with starting your business, or maybe you've had a level of success, and maybe you are rocking, your $8,000, $2,000 months or whatever, but you're stuck. Maybe you're at 25, 30, 40,000 a month, but you're stuck, right? Stuck is stuck. I don't care where you are. Stuck is stuck. And so we forget to tap into this tool, powerful tool. We're going to tap into it today for those of you who are listening, and you are at a place where you can really go there with me. If you're in your car, you're going to have to just listen, but you can come back to it. Okay, so no worries there. So here we go. Our brain. We know our brain, we have different brain waves from alpha, theta, beta, delta, that's not in the right order, gamma even. And so theta is the brain wave state. It's a slower brain wave activity. But this is the when you go into meditation, when you are daydreaming, if you will, your mind is in a theta. Your brain is in a theta state, theta brain waves. Again, it's a slower. It's like I think it's like 5 to 8 hertz, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. We'll have to look that up. But anyway, so it's a slower brainwave activity. And because it's not like fluttering, going, like when we're going throughout our day, when we're seeing our patients or our clients, when we're going about our, like I said, our day-to-day activities, because it is a slower brain wave, it allows you to access your creativity. So you're accessing your creativity, and it also, in this theta state, is when you have amazing intuitive insights, and I like to call them downloads. Okay. It also, when we're in this theta state, it signals our body to release dopamine. So I want you to remember this as well. Not that dopamine can be released in any state, but just by you being in this brain wave state, and again, you're like, if you can imagine, you're either in a meditative state or in a daydreaming state. You know how when you daydream, your daydream is really like an altered state of consciousness. You're not active, you're not like here present with me. Your mind is elsewhere, right? Your brain waves have slowed down. Okay. And so what that means is, as you're daydreaming, as you're thinking about whatever, as you're creating whatever it is in your mind, as you're replaying whatever it is that in your mind, it's still your body doesn't realize, oh, she's not actually doing that thing physically. It doesn't realize that. It's still going to, if you are having just these beautiful, amazing, thoughts, and you're creating all these beautiful, amazing imagery, it's going to release the dopamine or the serotonin or the oxytocin, whatever it is, right? So again, your mind doesn't know the difference between what's happening in reality and what's happening in your imagination. So here's another prime example, by the way. Prime example. When you are, think about this. Think about the last time you watched a scary movie. I'm not a big fan of scary movies, but think about the last time you watched a scary movie, and particularly if you've watched it before. So you've watched it before. You know that you kind of know what's going to come. You know what's going to happen. However, you're sitting there in your room, safe and sound. There's no bad guys. There's no boogeyman. The lights might not even be off. The lights might be full blast on. You're in your room. You're doing your thing. You're watching TV, and you're watching a scary movie. Something happens and you're like startled. You get startled. I was actually watching something middle of the daytime with my husband the other day. It was a Liam Neeson movie. It wasn't Taken, but it was kind of in the same vein as Taken. And I was telling him, I'm like, he always gets himself in these situations. That's his character. But bottom line is, it was such a intense scene. It was a build up to a scene, and I could feel myself getting anxious, right? So my body's still taking in all of this. It knows it's not real. I know I'm sitting in my living room. I was not in that car that had the bomb in it. And anyway, I looked at my husband. I'm like, these type of movies like freak me out. I said, are you not breathing? And I said, are you breathing okay? He's like, yeah. It's like, I can tell I have not even been breathing. I've been holding my breath. And so, and if that was kind of like a thriller movie, but even like I said, the same thing with a scary movie, you might notice that the boogeyman jumps out the back or whatever the case may be. And then what do? You're like, oh, you're startled, right? And it's because you were like, your mind was fully invested. It went there. So all of that to say, we're actually going to just jump into it. I can give you examples all day long, but I want you to actually experience it. Okay. So if you are driving, I am going to invite you to come to listen to this later when you're when you're stationary. Okay. If you are at a place where you are stationary and it is safe for you to just sit and relax and even close your eyes, I am going to invite you to do that. Okay. So go ahead and relax, get relaxed, make sure you're comfy in your seat, whatever you're sitting in or on. We're going to take 3 slow and deep breaths. That was 1. It's like another big deep breath. I'm going to do 1 last deep breath. All right. That in and of itself slows everything down and prepares our body to go into this deeper state. You could also play some music. In the background, Theta, you can actually go on the YouTube and just type in Theta or Theta music, and it will look tons of options there that also help you to get into that state that much quicker. Okay. And so what I'm just going to invite you to do right now is just close your eyes. Again, if it's safe for you to do so, close your eyes. And where I want you to focus your attention is right above your eyes. So think about where your eyebrows are. I want you to kind of just, although your eyes are closed, I want you to just raise your gaze to where your eyebrows are. Okay. This also helps facilitate that. All right, so we're looking at the back side of our eyebrows. And what I want you to do is, I want you to picture three different roads. Three roads. One road is to the left, one road or path, you can call it a path. One path is right in front of you, and there's another path to the right of you. So we've got three paths, one to the left, one right down the middle, one to the right. And so on this first path, we're going to go with the path on the left. I want you to envision, imagine, create what it is that you want to experience in your holistic health business. What is it that you want to experience? Maybe you're imagining your first client. Maybe you're imagining you just enrolled 10 people into your group program. Maybe you're imagining you just enrolled one client into your high ticket program and they paid in full. Whatever the case may be, I want you to those are just ideas, but you know what you want your business and your practice to look like. So I want you to just take a moment and imagine it. What does it look like? Where are you? Maybe you work from home. Maybe, and you see all your clients virtually. Maybe you are in a brick and mortar. Maybe you're not in your office and you see clients there. Whatever, doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. This is your vision. This is your creation. So where are you? What are you wearing? Just kind of, again, your gaze, eyes closed. You're looking right and behind your eyebrows. But what are you wearing? What do you smell? Any smells in the air? Maybe it's flowers, gardenias, perhaps. Maybe it's fresh baked cookies. Who knows? It's whatever. This is you're engaging your imagination. How do you feel? You're sitting there, or maybe you're standing there, and you're taking it all in. You're taking in what you have created, your success, the level of success that you want. And you're breathing it in, you're taking it in. How do you feel? I want you to feel the excitement. I want you to feel the elation. Who are you sharing this news with? So maybe you just signed your first client, or maybe you just, again, enrolled 10 clients into your group program, and now the program was closed, and because that was your goal to enroll 10 people in the program, they're enrolled, and now you are super excited. Who do you tell? Picture yourself telling them. Picture the excitement on your face. Feel the excitement in your body. Picture their face as you're telling them this. They're excited for you. Again, tap into how you feel. If your mind wanders and if it goes somewhere and that you don't particularly care for, bring it back. Just bring it back. Remember, this is you. This is all you. This is all your imagination. You are the creator of this. You are creating this. So you get to create it the way you want it to be. Remember, everything is created twice, once in our mind, once in reality. So knowing that, what are you creating? What is the vision? How do you feel? Who are you sharing this with? Feel the excitement, feel the joy, feel the smile on your face. Breathe it in. All right. Now we're gonna, our eyes closed still, middle lane, middle row, middle path. I want you to envision another scenario, equally exciting. Maybe it's an extension of what you were just envisioning, but it's like the next level, whatever the next level means to you. Same thing. Create it. What does it look like? Who's with you? Where are you? How do you feel? Oh, really, how do you feel? Allow yourself to feel that excitement, that joy, that happiness. Go there. And if your mind wanders, just bring it right on back. What are you creating? What are you wanting to create? Maybe you're a month down the line from the first path. Maybe it's 6 months from the first path. Again, what is it? What do you want to be creating? And how do you feel? Who are you sharing this great news with? Breathe it in. Take it all in. And now we're going to shift to the right side, the right path, the path on the furthest to the right. Same thing. And maybe this is, 6 months, 12 months down the line. Oh my gosh, what have you created in your business? What have you created in your life? Who are you celebrating this with? How do you feel? Who do you see is around you? What do you smell? What are you wearing? All the things, bring all the senses, however many senses you can engage in this process. Maybe you took your family on a vacation, right? And maybe, who knows, on a cruise, or you've rented out this beautiful Airbnb, or whatever it is, because your business is so successful, because you created what it is that you truly want. Feel the excitement, hear the kids' voices, laughter, whatever. Maybe it's kids, maybe it's grandkids, who knows? You get to create it. You get to create it. Feel the excitement in your body as if it's happening now. You're by the ocean. Mhm. You feel the wind on your face, the cool breeze on your face, the warm sun on your skin. Take it all in. Breathe it all in. Be fully there. Okay, and now I want you to revisit all three paths again. Revisit all three paths. So go back to the left. It was that very first vision, very first path. Be there. Feel it. See it. Breathe it in. Go to the middle path. All these are just three different versions of what it is that you're wanting to create, what it is that you are creating. Feel it, experience it, breathe it in. Now go to the right. See it, feel it, take it all in. And then I'm going to have you bring your attention back into the room. Take 3 slow and deep breaths again as we kind of come back here. So take a deep breath. Release it. Another deep breath. Release. And very deep breath. And release it. So here's the thing. You can open your eyes now if you want. All three of those scenarios you created. And if So number one, how do you feel? Check in with yourself. How do you feel? You should feel excited. You should feel elated. I don't want to say should. If you played full out and you allowed yourself to truly envision and create what it is that your heart desires, you feel a difference in your body. If you don't feel a difference in your body, I invite you to re-listen to this. Maybe move where you are. If maybe you're in one room and maybe you need to move to another room, remove all distractions and allow yourself to go there. Okay, here's the thing. All three scenarios that you envisioned, those are all possibilities, right? All three scenarios that you envisioned they're all win-win situations. They're all a win. So it's not like, if situation two or pathway two happened, you'd be like, oh man, because they're all wins, right? And so often, we're playing in our mind, not consciously, but we're playing in our mind, well, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? Well, how much time do you actually take on a daily basis to envision what it is that you do want to create in business and in life? So this is your invitation to do that. You can come back and listen to this episode every day if you want to, but this is how you create. This is how you create. It's mental rehearsal. Even athletes, I remember there was an interview with Michael Phelps, and he was saying how he envisioned himself crossing the line first. He envisioned himself being, I don't know if it's leaps, I don't know, way in front of the other competitors. He envisioned himself winning. And so they asked him how he felt winning. He's like, I've been here before. Meaning he's been here before in his mind. He has been practicing winning. He's been seeing that moment. He's been feeling the excitement. He knew he was going to win, right? Are you doing the same thing? Mental rehearsal. Do this every day. Ideally, first thing in the morning when you wake up. I love to do it. I love to do it in the morning. I also love to do it right before I go to bed. Like, this is literally the last thing on my mind as I'm laying in bed, falling asleep. I'm envisioning 3 separate scenarios, and it's so much fun. Notice how you feel. Notice how you move throughout your day. This is one of the bigger pieces. Notice how you move now throughout your day. You will be inspired to take action. Take that action. Because even if you're like, where'd that come from? I don't know how to do what. It came from what you're envisioning. So when you hear me talk about taking aligned action, taking inspired action, aligned with what? Aligned with what it is that you're wanting to create. But if you have no concept of what you want to create, how can you take aligned action, right? So this is giving you the visual, allowing you the visual to create what it is that you're wanting to create, okay? It's not all about strategy, you guys, okay? Business is not all about strategy. Strategy is important, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely important, but it's not the only thing, because if it was the only thing, I could give each and every one of you the same strategy, and which means that you should get the same results, right? But we know that doesn't happen. Why? Well, there's a variable, lots of variables, but one of the reasons why is because it's the mindset and it's the energetics behind what it is that we're wanting to create. Strategy will get you some part of the way, but not all the way, okay? And it's also, when you're implementing the strategy, who are you being when you're implementing the strategy, right? So it all plays a part. I will say this. One of my mentors said this to me years ago. When you doubt, you do without. When you doubt, you will do without. So whenever you're envisioning, if you start to have thoughts like, oh my God, and just remember that little phrase. If you doubt, or when you doubt, you will do without. Meaning you won't get what it is that you're wanting, okay? Here's the thing too. Don't take my word for it. I want you to do it. I want you to do it. It's a practice. But notice how things start to shift. Notice how things start to accelerate when you're playing full out. You can't just go through. This is not an exercise that you just kind of go through the motions. No, you play full out, okay? So much fun. This is some of the work. This is the type of work that we do in Transcendence, one of my programs. It's a mindset mastery program. It's a neural identity evolution program. It's amazing. And you know what I'll do? I'll have the team put the links down below in the show notes. But you guys, this is the piece that no one talks about. I won't say no one. Most don't talk about as it relates to business and creating the business that you truly want. Okay? So go there. Allow yourself to go there. All right. I pray this episode has elevated your awareness around the power that you have to create what it is that you desire through our imagination, through your imagination, something that we were all gifted with. We don't normally tap into it. As adults, as kids, we always tapped into it. You couldn't tell. You could, as oh my gosh, I could go so many places with this. But as kids, that was, that's what we did. We imagined everything. We were Superwoman or whatever. We could fly from bed to bed. What I said bed to bed because of my in my brother's room, as when we were kids, he had two twin beds, and we would put towels and make capes out of the towels. We tuck them into the back of our shirts, and we would jump from one bed to the next bed because we were superheroes, right? We were using our imagination. So as adults, we forget that we have that very, very, very powerful tool. So I pray this episode was amazing for you. Do me a favor. I pray it's shifted your energy. I pray it's allowed you to think bigger, dream bigger, envision bigger, right? And I truly pray that it has left you feeling empowered. That is the goal. This is my ask of you. Share this with a friend. Share this with a nurse, a healthcare professional, right? Who you know that needs this, okay? And then join me next week. Join me next week. Next week's a different format because I did pre-record this next week's episode probably like 2 months ago. But it's an amazing episode nonetheless, with lots of great insights. It's me and Dr. Elaine. A very powerful conversation about how us as nurses can change the world. Can change the world through that of healthcare, more specifically root cause blood work analysis. So join me for next episode. Until then, see ya. Bye for now.